We're now going to do a guided session, and we'll be doing this in a seated upright position with your palms face up in your lap. So close your eyes and take a deep breath slowly in through your nose and hold it for just an instant. Then let it gently out through your mouth. Connect your grounding columns from your first chakra to the center of the earth. Make the first column 3 feet in diameter, using the image of a tree trunk that goes straight down, holding the same diameter all the way down, and then have 100,000 roots firmly anchoring it to the center of the earth. And then down the center of that column, create a 2-foot diameter column and send it all the way down to the center of the earth with 100,000 more roots firmly attached to the center of the earth. And then down the center of that column, create a 1-foot diameter grounding column firmly attached to the base of your spine where your first chakra is, and send it straight down to the center of the earth and attach it there with 100,000 more roots. Next, put yourself in the center of your head and set yourself in your captain's chair looking forward. Pull your aura in to 18 inches all the way around you. It will automatically come into 18 inches when you make that request, and this is a good containment field for your energy while you're doing energy clearing work. Scan all around you to make sure it's 18 inches in all directions. Pull it in if it needs to be pulled in any areas, and if there are any voids or indentations, fill that in with golden light. Now create a 5-foot diameter golden ball of light at the base of your spine and send it down your grounding columns to clean it and clear it. It is important to keep your grounding column clear by using golden light, because the grounding columns can collect subtle energy, so you'd like to release that, and it will clog up and it won't work as efficiently. So if you sense that any energy accumulation is still there after you send the golden ball of light down, then you can create energetic golden scrub brushes and spin them and send those down. You want the grounding columns to be clean and clear all the way down to the center of the earth, and golden scrub brushes will usually do that. Now, with your attention on the top of your head, make a request for a nice stream of golden light to begin pouring down from the center of creation into the top of your head through your crown chakra. Bring that golden light through your head, across your shoulders and down your arms, and let some of that light flow out through your palm chakras and your fingertips. And then let the rest of the light flow through your body, clearing all of your organs, systems, and chakras, and opening up all the energy meridians and channels as it flows through you and down your legs and out the bottom of your feet and toes. This process releases old stuck energy and pictures that may have accumulated. and tell this energy to run automatically until you tell it to stop. And now, using your imagination, create a viewing screen 5 feet in front of you, much like a large screen TV. And imagine someone on that screen you know, but you do not know too well. It's quite natural to establish perceptions and judgments about people and their lifestyles. And our perceptions and judgments are usually based on surface impressions, based on how a person looks, dresses, or perhaps their personality. This trait, which seems to be natural for most people, actually distorts a clear perception or understanding of them, and it actually represents a point of view, which is filtered through our values and experiences. Preconceived values and judgments are what create our blind spots, and this limits our awareness and clarity when you attune to your energy or that of someone else. Our objective is to be a neutral observer of ourselves and others. So with your attention on the person that you put on your viewing screen, what judgments and conclusions and beliefs do you have about this person? Do you like the way they dress? Do you like their political views if you know them? On a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the most intense, how much do you like and approve of this person? Now, using your intention and creative imagination, place a large energetic sponge 10 feet in front of you and put this person on the sponge. And also put your feelings, your reactions, and your judgments on the sponge. And the way to do that is to state the nature of your judgment and reaction about this person and put that on the sponge. In other words, you would say, here's what I think about this person, here's what I feel about this person, and I'm releasing it onto the sponge. And we'll hold the intention that the sponge is magnetic so that it will draw that energy from you and hold it. And then move the sponge up above the earth 1,000 miles and create a large vortex on the other side of the sponge like a big black hole in space, with the other end going to the center of the universe or the center of creation. And disintegrate the sponge with a laser beam and push everything into that big vortex. And then put a 5-foot diameter golden sun above your head and say to yourself, I call all of my life force essence back from this person and my judgments into the golden sun. I call all of my life force essence back from this person and my judgments into the golden sun. I now bring this golden sun down into my body, bringing all that light and life force energy raised to the frequency of gold, and ask it to reintegrate into my body and energy field. And now just listen. All of our points of view about people and situations are based on perceptions. And that is, they are opinions, conclusions, and judgments. The mind filters everything from numerous perspectives and beliefs, which it then projects on people and situations. So the perceiver is similar to having a group of people living inside of you. It's as if they have a consciousness and a life of their own. And yet all they do is create and generate points of view and then warehouse them, store them, save them. So the perceiver gives birth to these identities, and they run like programs in a computer. We call these programs identities or subpersonalities. And the ego creates these perceptions to help it know if something is dangerous or threatening or not. And the ego will grab onto anything it can to strengthen its security. But when you are engaged in the perceptions, they feel as though they're correct perspectives and what is true. And what is so subtle about it all is that even your awareness of this fact does not prevent you from slipping into believing the perceptions are real and true. And yet they are just created ideas. That's the power perception has over you. The perceiving mechanism is there waiting to interpret any input that you come in contact with. And what it will do is incorporate it into its experience as a reality. And remember, it is driven to help the ego survive in a physical reality. And it runs on the five senses. And what's so amazing is that it is cleverly constructed to do all of this work subtly, behind the scenes, totally out of your day-to-day awareness, so you don't even realize it's happening. And furthermore, it will draw conclusions with incomplete information and treat them as though they are fact. So before you know, you're caught with fear or anger or depression through its construction of perceptions and stories. So what may seem incredible is that many perceptions are not even based on anything which actually exists. For example, any form of worry is a perception of something that does not yet exist, but there is a fear reaction that it might exist, and it might drive you to take certain action. Salespeople and governments use this for their own purposes all the time. They tell you what they want you to hear, so you'll make decisions that support their positions. People do this in relationships all the time. They project their perceptions on the other person based on what they want the other person to be, or what they think they are. And people ascribe all sorts of traits and motives to others all the time, which may not be true. The perceiver doesn't really care if something is true or not, because its job is to anticipate possible threats to getting what you want or avoiding what you don't want. So the perceiver is like a mechanism. It's like a program that runs inside of a human being. Now, check to be sure that you're still bringing in a nice flow of golden light energy through your crown chakra and all through your body. And continue listening. The perceiver creates the idea and imbues it with a sense that what it believes is real, and then it triggers a reaction through emotions, through words, or some action that's taken. Haven't you ever gotten upset about something only to find out that it wasn't even true? Haven't you ever believed something that you later found out was not true, but you may have strongly defended the belief? We've all done that. Every way that you react is due to taking a position. A position is based on perceptions, which are always interpretations and opinions and points of view. So if you take the position that something's real, you imbue it with reality and react as if it were real. So this is why people are so passionate about their points of view. They're convinced they're true and real, when in many, if not most cases, they're actually just opinions based on self-determined beliefs. There is a perception that what is being perceived is real and true, but what we have are actually illusions built out of perceptions. The illusion is a story composed of imagined consequences, which are then projected on other people. Now, according to the dictionary, a myth is any invented story, idea, or concept, an unproved belief accepted uncritically and used to justify an action. So can you see how life is composed of mythical stories derived from perceptions? And can you also see how this could lead to trouble? It wrecks relationships. It causes people to polarize with their points of view on politics and religion, and even sports teams. It causes tension between employer and employees, and between friends, and of course, enemies. Now, the soul, on the other hand, does not operate that way. It is a neutral observer and participant. So as we dissolve more and more of the ego and bring more and more of the soul to the surface, you will discover that you become more of an observer without fixed judgments about people and situations. And the way that you get to that place is by letting go and dissolving your judgments and reactions. And the best way I have found to do that is by using the sponge technique like we've been doing. Being aware of the perceiving mechanism is an important beginning step to dealing with it. Okay, so now bring to mind a person who caused you to lose neutrality, someone who triggered you in some way, or caused you to react in some way. And create a large sponge 10 feet in front of you and put that person on the front of the sponge facing you. And now say to yourself, I now release my judgments and reactions about this person onto the sponge. Put everything that causes you to leave neutrality, including what may have been said, how it was said, what you thought, how you felt, how you reacted, put all of that onto the sponge. And then ask yourself, what else do I need to release about this person and this situation? And put that on the sponge. And then move that sponge up above the earth 1,000 miles, once again like we've been doing, and disintegrate it, pushing it into the vortex, taking all that reactive energy back to the source of creation where it is neutralized. Neutrality leads to inner peace and equanimity, and this in turn allows our deeper spiritual self to emerge, and it gives us clarity. It's not what the other person does that causes you to leave neutrality. It's what is in you, the pictures they light up and the buttons they push. So you must disintegrate your pictures so that you are not the effect of other people's words and actions. So you're going to want to disintegrate all the pictures, which are really subtle energy patterns, that are composed of your judgments, your beliefs, and your strong opinions. So bring up another sponge now, 10 feet in front of you, and put everything that has been going through your mind about this, including your reactions to it, put that on a sponge and disintegrate it. Then put a 5-foot diameter golden sun above your head and call all of your life force essence back into that golden sun, and then bring it down into your body. And then say to yourself, I now call myself into present time right here and right now. Neutrality is a really important key skill in learning energy self-mastery, because it will enable you to be in touch with the very things that are taking your life in directions you would rather they not go. Now check your grounding again. Make sure the grounding is nicely in place and still anchored to the center of the earth. Be sure that you are in the center of your head. Check your aura to be sure it's still in at 18 inches and pull it in if necessary. And continue to be aware of the golden light flowing through you. Now, related to neutrality is the subject of dealing with invalidation. This is related to self-judgments, self-criticism, self-blame, and opinions and points of view about yourself. So with your attention on your viewing screen in front of you and using your creative imagination, put yourself on the screen. Make note of your grounding column going down into the earth. And get some sense of the aura around your body and be aware of your whole body. You might just see it like an outline in a coloring book, or you might see some detail. I'll remind you it is not essential that you actually see the image on the screen. Just intending and knowing it is there is sufficient for this process to work. Now bring to mind anyone who invalidated you through their judgments, comments, or criticisms. For instance, anyone who ever made a negative comment about your body, such as the way it looks, your size, your weight, your color, your shape, your skin, your hands, your nails, your voice, your hair, anything about your body, ever. If anyone ever has done this to you, ask their energy to light up bright red in your body and aura on your screen. Once again, if you do not see it, that's okay. Just get a sense of the red energy being there. And then pull all of the bright red energy out, put it on a sponge. You can hold the intention that all the bright red energy come out and go onto a sponge that magnetically pulls the red energy from you. And then move the sponge away as we've been doing and disintegrate it. And as always, call your energy back into a golden sun above your head and then bring it down into your body. Get in touch with the way the invalidation negative comments made you feel. Notice any resentment or any anger projected at the person. Notice any discouragement it made you feel. And be aware of any conclusions that you may have drawn from the negative comments, such as, "There's something wrong with me," "I'm not enough," or "I'm not good enough." Now put all those thoughts and feelings and those reactions on another sponge out in front of you and move that one away and disintegrate it. And then call all of your life force essence back into a golden sun above your head and bring it down into your body and aura. And now take a deep breath and exhale gently out your mouth. And continue that flow of golden light in through your crown chakra, down through your body, out the bottom of your feet, washing through all of your internal organs and systems and opening up all the energy channels. And tell the energy to keep running automatically. What is it that you believe that you cannot change or do, or you have a lot of difficulty changing about yourself? This could be something physical, or your ability to do a certain thing, or a certain habit or pattern, or anything that thwarts you or blocks you. It could stem from something someone told you that you could not do, or a belief that you cannot do something. What is it that you believe you cannot change or have a lot of difficulty changing about yourself? Whatever comes to mind, put it on another sponge 10 feet in front of you. And as you do that, it sometimes helps to actually say the words describing what you are releasing. I release all thoughts, beliefs, and feelings that I cannot do such and such, for instance. Put that on the sponge, and then move it off, as you've been doing, 1,000 miles above the earth, and disintegrate it, and push it into the vortex, taking all the energy back to the source of creation, where it is neutralized. These obstacles no longer need to be in your energy field, and this is a very direct way of clearing them out. Next, bring to mind your goals or plans and any beliefs or feelings that you are stuck, trapped, or limited from having those goals or plans. Bring to mind any goal or plan that you're working on or have in your mind. And what are your beliefs, and what do you feel about that? In what ways would you describe feeling thwarted, stuck, trapped, or limited about those goals? Describe them to yourself. Take whatever stops or interferes with you achieving your plans and goals, put them on a sponge, move it away from you, and disintegrate it. Give it a push into the vortex, send it back to creation. These obstacles no longer need to be in your field. And then say to yourself, I now call all of my life force essence back into the golden sun above my head, and I bring it down into my body and aura. Now, pick a goal that you would like to manifest and describe it to yourself in one sentence. Make sure you define your goal specifically and clearly. Clear intention creates clear outcome. One sentence describing what you would like to manifest or your goal. And imagine that sentence is written in golden letters on the screen in front of you. Now, ask anyone's energy on your goals to turn bright blue. People that you may have told about your plans or your goals. They may have had some thoughts or judgments about it, or opinions about it, and they may have projected some of their energy on your goal. So ask anyone else's energy projected onto your goal to turn blue. And then be aware of any blue energy collecting around your goal on your screen. Put a grounding cord on the bottom of your screen and send it to the center of the earth. Make the grounding cord about the size of a garden hose and hook it on firmly to the center of the earth. And now drain all the blue energy off of your goals and send it down the grounding cord into the earth. Once again, be aware of your goal written in golden letters on your screen. And now bring the golden letters describing your goal off the screen and into your heart center in the center of your chest. You may now stop the flow of golden light coming in from your crown chakra and say to yourself, I now call all of my energy into present time, right here and right now.